Hello, this is Greg Allison Green Graves. A lot of stuff's going on in the world right now. So I'm bringing you the news for what's happening. The war is picking up in the Mideast and the Red Sea. The elections that occurred in Taiwan is creating pressure with China. And we're having disruptions to our supply chain due to the extra mobilization of stuff going around the South Africa, the Cape of Hope. And oil prices are probably about to go up because the price of petroleum is shot up due to speculation in the market after the Iranians captured the tanker, which is really a recapture, and just a lot of stuff's going on. The weather is going on, guys. I'm bringing this to you. I'm going to go through a whole smorgasbord of articles, guys. I'm going to say this real quick. A lot of my viewers really don't understand how much time this takes. One of my regulars emailed me at 6 p.m. my time. It's like, Greg, you need to go early tonight. You need to go earlier. I said, look, it takes me hours. I've been working on this, except for stopping to eat, nonstop since then. And it's almost 2 in the morning. Several times I have done this, spent hours. And it was hours, a few hours I put in prior to that. So I'm spending 10 to 12 hours a day to bring these articles, to go through them, condense them, and try to put them in some form to make it a story board. So maybe I don't need to do this anymore. It's really too much. But anyway, so much. I don't mean to complain. I just want you to understand this takes a lot of time. Anyway. And just when some of my regulars don't know what it takes, that's one reason I'm bringing this up. But but it is. I'm going to hit the refresh here so I can see who's in the chat room. It's so late, I don't know who we're going to get, because last night I wanted to do the same thing and I just stopped because it was about this time. But after putting so many hours, I'm going to go live anyway. I hope it works. We'll see how this works out. If not, I need to completely rethink what I'm doing here. Anyway, only 41 in the room. Okay, well, let's go with it. So one reason I want to go live is also we need to do a prayer session for this. One of our good friends and followers has had a stroke. We'll go into that toward the end when we do our typical prayer session at the end of these videos. So with that, I'm not going to waste any more time with this eulogizing. I'm going to go, or whatever I'm doing here. Flapping my lips. Let's go straight to the news. We're going to go to a share screen and look at what's happening here. So in case you don't know, we're still striking the forces there in Yemen. We're hitting them again and again and again. And it's kind of hard to keep up with how many strikes we've actually done. I think my last report, we were on the second or third, I think. But, it's been a couple of days since I've done a video. So report fresh strikes carried out with the Houthi. Hey, Bill Evans, thank you. All right, that's what makes it worth coming in here. Thank you, Bill Evans. Love your stuff. God bless. Yeah, I've had guys, other major preppers. I'm going to get one on here soon. I'm going to get Mr. Erskine on here. Butch Erskine. He does quite a bit of stuff. He's got quite a prepping community, guys, and I'm going to get him in here for a series of videos. And he watches all my videos, guys. So he tells me where he gets his news. In jamming, good to see you. Yeah, this takes a lot of time. Put this stuff out here, guys. I don't have a communist camera crew like my good buddy Nate does to put stuff together for me. So you're not getting special effects. You're just getting it raw, because it takes so much time to do this. When I'm bringing you such a wide range of stuff, if I were only doing 1 or 2 topics, it might be easy. So anyway, all right, guys. So let's go through it here. These strikes here apparently were on the city of Hadina, however you pronounce that. But there's another report of fresh strikes, but this is a different city. U.S. attacks reported on Yemen Red Sea port amid Houthi threat. And this one is, where's the city at? It's Al Hudaydah. Anyway, so that's, this is 2 different cities that have been hit. It reads like it's different strikes. So it's getting where it's hard to keep up with how many strikes are actually occurring. But the bottom line is that the Houthis are being struck several times. And this is reported by the Answer Allah News website of the rebel group. So, we're not always reporting this. I mean, sometimes we see these reports from other sources. Hey, they hit us here, they hit us there. So did we? It's like we're seeing this from different sources. That's what you got to put into the mix here. Now, what's really happening, what's not happening, it's sometimes hard to say because it's the fog of war. Reports emerged Sunday night. Well, it is Sunday night, now it's Monday morning, of suspected U.S. attack on Western Yemen city. You see what I'm saying, guys? So this stuff's coming. It's coming fast from many directions. And it's really hard sometimes to know what is the actual latest attack. What's happening in this article? Yeah, or what? But there's a lot going on. And of course, the Yemenis are also striking back. They've actually fired at a U.S. warship, according to our reports, and we've shot down the missile. If you look on the platform X, there's video purporting to show them taking out an F-15. I haven't seen that from our side, but they also reportedly took out an F-15 against the Saudis. That was disputed by some sources. I don't know which the case was. It's also possible that video was from that, or it could have been a video from something else. It's really hard to distinguish what's happening. Hey, Michelle Young, how you doing? Good to see you here. Thank you for the heart. All right, now we got folks coming in here. So, Bill Evans, yes, thank you for the respect. I appreciate that. I really appreciate all the support, guys, and the super chat especially. So let's go through here. U.S. attack, it's just hard to say what's actually hitting and which the latest hits, but it's got real active, or it's getting hot. Supposedly, we're still trying to keep from getting drawn into a war. Wow. Anyway, and the United Kingdom is involved in this too. UK will back words with actions against the Houthis in Yemen, according to Cameron here. So, Foreign Secretary David Cameron, he said the UK is prepared to back our words with actions. So, some people have told me, Greg, this is not news when you cover the headlines. Guys, you don't read the articles if you don't want to copyright strike. There are other channels bigger than me. I don't know how they get away with it. I have seen them read it, take an article like this, and they don't show it, but they read it verbatim. And they're not getting copyright strikes. I don't understand what happens. I showed a little snippet of something that was years old, supposed to have been fair use, and got hit on it by the platform. And it's like, and if you fight them on that stuff and you lose, they'll shut you down. It's like, really? You just take it out. It's the safest thing to just delete it, but that takes time. So you got to be very careful on this platform. And I think with some of the new rules coming out, we may not be able to do news at all. At least nothing other than talking about fuzzy little bunny rabbits. That's really, I think this platform's going. Fuzzy bunny rabbits is all we're going to be able to talk about pretty soon if it keeps going the way it's headed. But anyway, I'll bring you the news while I can. The Houthi rebels likely hid their missiles. Now, this is what I told you guys the other day. This is what I said, that 75% of their firepower was expected to be retained, that they moved their stuff before, because I saw reports that they moved their stuff before the attack. And this is just a confirmation of that. And again, I don't have to read this stuff, guys, because that's what I'd already said to you guys before this article came out. This is just a confirmation of what I told you guys. And what I'm trying to do here is bring you a wide range of what's going on, so you really understand the gravity of what's happening, that we are in World War III, that it's getting more kinetic, and it's got many dimensions. It's economic. It's got, rounds being fired. It's got, it may come with cyber attacks, and we may get sleeper cells activated. A lot of stuff like that, guys. So I'm trying to paint to you guys a smorgasbord of what's going on. If you'd rather I just take one story and drill into it to infinitum, but there are the channels that do that, and you get lost in that stuff because it's all the nuts and bolts. And what really matters is the strategic level of what's going on in the world. If you want to know to prep and prepare and be ready, that's what we're about here, is letting you guys know what's coming, so you get some idea about how it's going to impact you, not all the little nuts and bolts details. It's like even on Galactic Grips, when I do a space video, I don't go in and tell you every nut and bolt. Hey, Anna 2 cents, I was unable to sleep tonight, so I'm glad you're on live. Well, thank you, Anna 2 cents. Salute to you. All right, folks, I really appreciate that. So, guys, in the grand scheme of things, sometimes all the nuts and bolts, like there's a channel on YouTube that was reporting every little nut and bolt change that was made on every little model of the Starship coming up. And that was all interesting from a technical standpoint, but in the grand scheme of things, all that stuff changed. It changed a zillion times. It's like, okay, why go into all of that and instead just talk about the overall goals and capabilities. But you know, there's some people like that, and that's good. But that's not what I'm on here for in any of my channels to do, is because that's I don't know, to me, you know, the long range strategic goal of where you're trying to accomplish is more important to me than the every little nut and bolt in something. So that's a whole nother angle. I could do that, but then if I did that, I would not be able to bring you the great breadth of what's really happening. This takes an enormous amount of time to do this. So I'm just letting you guys know. I scan hundreds and hundreds of articles to do this, guys. Anyway, and if I'm putting them up here, I've read them. And many more. Some of these, and I will talk to you about articles I don't post quite often. So just because there's just too much stuff going on, guys. The world is going hyperactive. Houthis threaten reprisal attacks on U.S. bases in the region. Well, that's no surprise there either, because they've been telling us they're going to hit us back hard with something. Here's some of their missiles right here that the Houthis have. Look here. They got huge forces, the Houthis do. This is their army. Houthis are not some little bitty nobody outfit. They're huge. They're really huge. I mean, they've taken the capital city of Yemen away from the duly elected government of Yemen. They have they've resisted repeated attacks for years by the Saudi Arabians. So and Saudi was hitting them hard. So that video about the jet, that could have been a Saudi jet, or maybe it's something entirely different from some other theater. Who knows what you might find posted on X. Anyway, U.S. fighter downs Houthi missile heading toward USS Laboon. Now, so this is it. They're firing at U.S. warships. This is what, you know, we'd expect. Well, we're taking down their missiles, but, you know, all they got to do is get lucky one time, and it's a catastrophe for us. So this is what you got to know, guys. You know, sooner or later, they're liable to get lucky. So far, we've had a pretty good success rate in taking our stuff out. But all this stuff is cooking. It's heating up. That's one reason you need to prepare yourselves. So, and one of the things I tell you to do is come on here and go to prepwithgreg.com. The advantage is you get special deals when you go to prepwithgreg.com like that I just clicked off. But right now, they're running the $200 special on a 3-month emergency food supply. Now, guys, you can get 3 months of food for less than $600. Wow, guys, that's amazing. That is amazing. You know, guys, that's $200 a month. I mean, can you get by from your grocery store? Can you survive on $200 a month with groceries? I mean, some people tell me this is too expensive sometimes. It's because you're buying so much of it at once. If you can't do that, you know, sometimes we have the 1 month or 2 months other deals in here, but sometimes they do offer other specials. And you can go into the site and you can buy this stuff at smaller quantities should you choose to. If that's too much for you, all you do is come into prepwithgreg.com, then hit the My Patriot Supply and go into the store, and I'll still get credit, guys. There's a lot of stuff in there, a lot of other prep and supplies. If you don't want this kind of food, they got a lot of other stuff. Check it out. Water filtration, air filtration. They run special deals like this indoor space heater. You know, just different things. That might come in real handy right now. You might have wished you had one of those. It's time for a heater. It may be too late to order, but who knows if we get another cold snap like this. So my parents was a Navy interceptor decoder. I'm a natural decoder. Okay, that's where you get all your gematria from, I guess. Then, hey, we got Tulsa, Oklahoma here, 0 degrees. Wow, we're going to weather here toward the end, and we're going to talk about sunspot cycles and all that too. All right, Yemen, U.S. shoots down missile from Houthi run. Yeah, this is the same kind of thing, shooting it down. This is just another article saying the same thing. But here's where, you know, this stuff's going on. Yeah, you got to be careful. You're not even really supposed to show an entire article. And yet some people read them verbatim. Whoo! Anyway, I don't know how they get away with it, because I've been slapped by this platform for far less than that, using stuff that's supposed to have been public. Even music that was listed on a public site has been free and available. I got hit with a copyright on one of those. But they say, okay, it's okay. In this case, we'll share it, because I just played a little bit of it. I didn't play the whole thing. We'll share it with the creator. And it was like 15 seconds out of a 40-minute video, and they gave this other creator supposedly of what's supposed to have been free music, like the bulk of the earnings from that video. I got like $5 out of it. That was my High Plains, my High Desert Prepper video. So really? I had all that music in it. There's one little snippet of music. it was like 15 seconds. I got $5 out of that video and it had all the views it had. It should have been, $30. Anyway, who knows? Sometimes though they don't pay you some of these videos, even though they run ads like crazy on them. I don't know what's going on there, but anyway, well, it don't take a rocket scientist to figure out a regional war in the Middle East is already here. I mean, look at all the nations involved already. You got Yemen, you got Iran being the pusher behind all this stuff. Israel's in it, Hamas is in it, of course. We've got, of course, Hezbollah. Hezbollah. What Hezbollah really has done is they've tried to draw Israeli fire away from Hamas by shooting missiles into Iran, into Israel. That's a big part of what they were up to, is drawing fire away from the Gaza Strip by dividing Israeli attention. Also, it was in part revenge and showing support for Hamas. But do they really want to get in a full-blown war with Israel? Well, they've gone pretty far, and as you know, Israel has struck several command posts, taking out leaders from Iran. So this has got a lot of potential going to a war with Iran. So we got to just see what happens here. Now, a lot of people think that I am, when I talk about these things, I give you some of what happened there, that I'm for one side or for the other. That's not even the point. That's not even the point. And I don't agree with every article I bring up. In fact, I'll tell you that most of this is fog of war. What you're seeing, who knows? What we're about here is telling people to get ready, to be prepared for this stuff. And I also have videos where I talk very much anti-war and things that we ought to be able to do to try to get people to come together. That we're being played by both sides. Everybody in the darn planet's being played against each other. And so these are things I bring out. Now, I say this stuff, and then somebody won't hear any of this, and I'll click off the next video, and they'll hear 2 or 3 words I say, and they'll judge me to be a shill and go in the comments, leave stupid comments. But anyway, yeehaw, that comes to the platform. Sometimes people may comment and never even watch the video. I definitely get the impression of that because, what do you want to talk about in the video, you nut? We see that a lot. But anyway, yeehaw. So let's go on here. Yeah, but, like I said, it doesn't take rocket scientists to know, and I might know a little bit about rocket science, that Mideast war is already here. So, I was telling you guys that long before that article come out. So Biden's Iran de-escalation strategy backfired as regime close to producing an atom bomb. Well, Mr. Appeasement, makes Chamberlain look like a war hawk, right? We actually under his previous administration he served in as vice president to Mr. O, they sent plane loads of money over there. Back in those days, there were color revolutions going on throughout the Mideast, and that administration supported them. But when the citizens of Iran thought it was time for them to have a color revolution, they got no support from that administration. And under President Potato Head, what they do? Set $10 billion over in one case and $6 billion in another. Of course, it was releasing supposedly seized money, seized accounts, but they turned about $16 billion over to this country. And they've so it seems like they've been helping them more than anything else. And at the very end, once we're way past the point of knowing that Iran is going for the big bang to develop the bomb, that we have ignored that and been still trying to negotiate this treaty that they never followed in the first place. So what's been the point of that? Sometimes, if you're appeasing to somebody, oh yeah, they'll take your money, they'll nod and smile at you and probably think, what a dummy. Or is it something worse? Prison Planet. Hey, Matt. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at here. Love you, Greg. You don't shun me. Hey. Oh, what's 3Y3? I don't know what that is, but anyway. All righty, guys. So let's oh yeah, Gold Coast. Yeah, we're supposed to be buried by snow by now, but there's just a slight dusting outside. If you look at all the predictions, we'd have had a ton of snow by now. So get this, guys. Here to take that topic a little bit further. This is somebody posted this on X, and Carmel Melamed, I don't know how you say that. This guy's obviously Middle Eastern. I don't know where he's from or what his angle is in here, but he says, "Are you upset with the Biden clowns because they're dragging U.S. into another war in the Mideast?" He says, "Well, blame this." I'm not going to repeat the word there. Ptolemaic, a former Biden stooge, as he refers to him, who in 2021 began appeasing the mullahs in Iran with sanctions relief, free cash, and removal of the Houthis from the terrorist list. Have we put the Houthis back on the terrorist list yet? This guy here. It was already in Biden's program anyway. He was just probably following the program. He was just an agent they used. I mean, we talk about all Iran's proxies. Is Iran really a proxy for China or Russia or both? Are they all in league with each other because China backed the Hamas? Hamas executed their bad adventure on Vladimir Putin's birthday. It was suggested it was Iran's birthday gift to Putin. They certainly took attention away from what he was doing up in Ukraine. And it's caused us to spend a lot of ammo that we might otherwise have available for misadventures by China here in the near future. So who's stooge? Who's the real puppet master behind all this? I would suggest it's really China. That even Vladimir Putin is probably a China proxy almost of some sort. I could go into that in more detail in the future, but I've got reasons to think that China's pulling all the strings. The dragon, Revelations. What's it say about the red dragon in Revelations, guys? So it would not surprise me, because in the end, it all serves their purpose. And then who is it, according to a congressional website that I put on here 2 or 3 times and showed you, who got money from China? I don't know, guys. I can't even talk about that. Give me so much trouble here. Yeah. This is an article talking about the claims. I pulled this up from the past. Popular Mechanics. This is not a recent article. I'm not just scanning the news. I dug this out because this article is talking about this Turkish shoot down in 2015 and other things. This is really playing something to a technical failure. This talks about some of the rumors of shoot downs of F-15s by the Houthis. It resembles shoot down an F-15. Now, this article was published in 2018, and they were questioning that. So, and they made a statement down here that I thought was really prescient, right here toward the end. Well, it don't hurt to quote something or just take a snippet out of it as long as you editorialize it. But I think this one says it all. It's a war in the age of the internet, and the truth takes some time to untangle. This was written 5 years ago. Almost 5.5 years ago, probably. It's a war in the age of the internet, and the truth takes some time to untangle. That is a great statement. And it's more true today than it was then. There's a lot more platforms, a lot more stuff going out there, a lot more tools available to people to make claims and counterclaims. And it's true for both sides or all sides in any of these conflicts. They all make false claims and counterclaims. They trump their numbers up. So it's all fog of war. What we do know is there's war. That's what matters. That's why I don't even like to go into all the tit for tat. He did this, he did that, and this went that way. The battlefield gameplay, like a football game announcer. That's what some channels do. But a lot of times you're reporting false information when you do that. What's important? We're in war. It can escalate. It can come here. That's what I bring to you guys. And I bring that to you in a way no other channel does, because I'm the first channel on YouTube I'm aware of that's telling you guys about sleeper cells. And I gave you specifics on that many times, long before other people started talking about it. Most people couldn't even spell sleeper cell when I started talking about it. Well, guess what? We got to worry about that, because the difference in this war and World War I and World War II is this one can come home to us right here. And no great thanks to the fact that our southern border is wide open. And not only that, You saw my video where Uncle Sam was like trying to lure them in. Oh, please come. Let's do everything we can to get you guys in great gobs, as many as possible. Holy smoke, guys, that's what's going on. And it's not just going on here, it's going on across Europe. And look at all, but it's brought so much peace and stability and tranquility to Europe and Australia, right? You got some in Australia too, don't you, Rodney? I mean, it's brought us in so much peace and tranquility, flowers and roses and hummingbirds and bunny rabbits, unicorns. Wow. Yeah, I remember a video explaining how showing what the world was going to be like with President O, and it was unicorns, bunny rabbits. Yeah. Anyway, did that happen? Sure, it happened. Bunny rabbits and unicorns. Anyway, now this article is calling for action. The Jerusalem Post, this writer, and it's an opinion piece, says opinion up here, for whatever that's worth or not worth. It may be more propaganda, or maybe this is predictive programming. Israel must remove Iran's nuclear insurance policy. Of course, this is opinion again right here. So twice they told us this is opinion, because they want some deniability about saying we need to attack Iran. That's really what it is. That's really what it is, because Iran's so close to having what? The bomb. Well, that's what this is all about, guys. And there's no point in me reading this article or going in tit for tat on that either, because this is an opinion piece, okay? So it's all opine down below. But the gist of it is this is being called for. There are people over there that are pushing for this, and it may happen, be it right or wrong. It may happen. Now, my humble opinion is that most of the people in Iran, they got a lot of people in Iran want a Western lifestyle. They don't like the regime that's running the country. There's a ton of people over there that don't like it. If we go in and attack Iran, it's going to play into the hand of the mullahs that run the country, the ayatollahs, and it may turn some of those other people against us. But if we make it very selective, maybe not. So I don't know, guys. We can't really afford to invade Iran. It's too huge. Our military is too big. It's not something that we can take on, especially if we're dealing with China and other theaters. We are spread too thin already, like thinner than peanut butter, more like hot butter on a hot toast. We're spread extremely thin, and we don't have enough munitions, according to some sources. Anyway, Iran warns U.S. and U.K. how now that justified targets as Houthi strikes that the U.S. and U.K. are now justified targets as Houthis make a declaration of war. So the Houthis have declared war on the U.S. and U.K., and Iran says that's justified. Of course, who backs the Houthis? Who backs them? I mean, some people have says, well, they don't have control. The Houthis do whatever they want to do. Yeah, but who gives them all those missiles? It comes from Iran. It comes from Iran, and Iran keeps sending them. So I guess the Houthis are doing exactly what Iran wants, even though some plausible deniability. No snow here in the Banana Belt of Colorado. As in, Jim, no snow in the Banana Belt of Colorado. Yeah, when I lived in Alaska, we called everything south of Alaska. I lived in the interior. Everything south of Alaska Range, we called the Banana Belt. It was a lot warmer down there than it was at the top, especially back in the days I was there. Anyway, well, the Houthis actually fired on a Russian tanker. Oops. They tell us, oh, everything else is safe going through the Red Sea. We're just going after Israeli assets. Well, we've already known several other examples that wasn't exactly the case. And this is a recent one that deviates from their big claims. So that's the only reason I put this up here. We got a troll in the house. Same troll, Tom Murray. That's the one that said he was a scared kid. Oh, yeah. Is this the night that we had a troll in here saying something like that? The unknown knows me. I'm too lazy to troll. That's funny. Yeah, I hear you. So anyway, we're debating over long johns. Yeah, you better stay warm, guys. It's getting brutal cold out there in many areas. Yeah, it's supposed to be extremely cold here, a lot more than normal. was telling my friends in Snowflake I need to come to Snowflake, Arizona to warm up. Anyway, and now to go to the other theater, Ukraine is saying they shot down two of Russia's best command planes, the A-50s, the Beriev A-50s. These are like our AWACS planes, with a big radar up there to give battlefield intelligence so they can see what is going on. You take that out and it really blinds the enemy quite a bit, whoever your enemy is from either side. Now, again, I'm not taking sides here, guys. I'm just telling you what they're claiming. Is that the case? I don't know. Let's see. We got too much junk popping up here. This guy's now saying the U.S. isn't the biggest power in the Middle East anymore. Iran is. And he's showing how Iran's and coordinating all these proxies all over the Mideast. Well, apparently that's true. There's also, I don't know if I got an article on this. Iran is apparently targeting Jordan. They want to overthrow Jordan now. So this is how all this stuff can spread, guys. Iran wants to overthrow Jordan. I don't even think I got an article on it open here. No, I'm pretty sure I don't. That's what I'm telling you guys. I got articles that I don't even bring up just because there's just so much news. I can't squeeze everything up. You see how many tabs I got here? A lot of times I'll click on a tab and I accidentally close it. And sometimes I don't even know I've closed the tab when I'm trying to add another or move them around. I try to move these things around to be in close proximity. So like I tell, I don't skip all over topics all over the place. I try to do each topic at one time. That takes a lot of time too. But, inside Hezbollah, American sleeper cells waiting for Iran signal to strike the U.S. and Israeli targets. See, they're not just here. These sleeper cells are in many locations. I can't read this article that's describing to their service here, but I don't need to. I've been telling you guys about these sleeper cells for ages here. Tehran can draw on 200,000 Mideast proxy militants to attack Israel. Wow, this is more than what's already hitting them. And I told you about sleeper cells here many, many times. And, you don't even have to have sleeper cells. Hacking, a person can be sitting in their underwear in a basement in any city on earth and do a hack attacking. All right. So now this is something I've actually called for myself. It's like, why are we in Iraq? Why are we in Syria? Supposedly to fight ISIS. Well, ISIS is, very minuscule now compared to everything else going on. Why are we there? What purpose is it serving us? It just gives those that don't like us a target to hit us with, puts our boys and girls over there at risk. What is the great strategy for being there? Yeah, we're missing a lot of people, aren't we? Started late. I almost didn't do it again tonight after all the hours I put in on this to do this story. I almost didn't do it. I didn't do one last night because time I got everything strung in, it was too late. It's been many nights I wanted to do a video. I didn't because I've been coming in too late. But I still put in the time. This is like more than a full-time job, guys. So this takes a lot of time. I just wanted y'all to understand. I don't want to, cry on here. That's not the whole purpose. I mean, I've got to reevaluate what I'm doing here. I'm spending so much time on this. It's beginning to, it impacts me. I got other things I got to do. I got to move. I got to sell this house. So, this impacts me hard actually. But, there's so much going on in the world. It's hard not to do it. Because I'm kind of addicted to reporting to you guys, but I don't know. Maybe I need to refigure that out. Anyway, I did a special video. Occasionally I do a 1 or 2 topic video, especially when it's breaking news about William Lai Ching-te, how he won the presidency. Now this time he's got other big challenge. He did the Democratic Progressive Party, which he's a member of, which progressive there apparently don't mean the same thing it does in the United States, but never got notifications live, not once. Coniferous vegan. You know what? I do send some messages out to some of my people. Okay, that I'm going to stop and talk about for a minute. My most loyal mods don't get notifications. People that watch all my videos, I have people continuously tell me they don't get notifications. Granny Lana being one of them. New Days, one of them. I get tons of people. Greg, I don't get notifications. Greg, I hear it all the time. I've also noticed I've been losing. Oh, yeah. If you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe, bang the update notification bell, and click on. I need to say that early on like I used to. That may be one of the reasons I'm not growing. But I have been shrinking. This channel has been shrinking now for about 5 months, almost 6 months. I've been losing members every week. Every day I lose subscribers. And so every time I post a video, YouTube shows me I lose 3, 4, 5 subscribers. But if I look at the total I lost for that day, it's more than what's in those videos. I'm losing subscribers. I mean, I got up to 67,300 almost. Now I'm heading back toward 666. It looks like I was happy to have got out of that number. And I'm probably going to fall below it the way things are going, unless we get more views in here or something. I look at channels that got 8,000 subscribers getting more views than me. So really? And maybe got just 100 videos to their credit. How does that happen? I'm told I shouldn't even ask these questions. It's whining. But, you know, what it is, it's the platform. And the reason I bring this up to you, I need you guys to share my videos. It's the only way we can come out of this. Subscribe, bang the notification bell if you're not done so. Double check that you still got it. And check back on my channel and just see if I've posted something every day. Just come back and check on it, see what I posted or not, because this platform is not friendly to my content. So so it seems. I see other channels that are much smaller that guys who come on and say, well, if you have a coronal mass ejection and you're on the night side of the earth, you don't have to worry about it. And they get 10 times more views on the video. You know, somebody don't know anything about CMEs. They get 10 times more views on a video where they say that than I do when I'm a rocket scientist and I tell you, oh yeah, like the Quebec hydro event was on the night side of the planet when Quebec's power grid went down, because it hits the whole magnetosphere. It makes the whole magnetosphere ring. The whole planet is susceptible all at once, simultaneously. Day side, night side, don't matter. Don't matter. There's history of night side power grids going down. So some of these things, you know, I mean, I can get where the guy came from. That's what he thought. You know, you just, well, you're facing the sun, you're going to get hit. I mean, I see where he come from, but he was wrong. Yet he got way more views than I get. I say it all the time. So, okay. And you know what? I'm not jealous of these other people get. I think it's great. But I think, you know, we need to drive more views here somehow. Greg, I really appreciate and hope you can focus on getting to your bug out spot. Yeah, I got to put more focus on it, guys. But I'm just trying to bring you this stuff right here. Maybe I'm putting too much. I'm really looking at how much time I'm putting. It is too much. So I got to really reevaluate this stuff. Anyway, so here we are, guys. His party didn't win in their legislative branch. So he's going to have a little bit harder time governing Taiwan. But this is still upset China quite a bit. So we'll have to see what comes out of this. Guys, if y'all can just help me support this time, I will start promoting Survival Tribe again. I think that brings in people to your channel. It might do it. I was just disappointed with a lack of participation. Yeah, that kind of blows my mind too, Wise Al, but it kind of goes along with if you put up a video on how to prep, nobody watches. If I put up a video on how to garden, nobody watches. My old worm farm videos still get a lot of views, but when I do a new one, it don't get any views. And the only reason they do is because I guess the algorithm got synced into them way back when, and it still promotes those. Or maybe it's because I'm on a cartoon, you know, Joe Pera talks about you. And maybe that's driving views to those old videos. So I don't know what it is, guys, but yeah, the only thing that's getting views is me talking about what's going on in the world. But that's the one thing YouTube wants to stop, apparently, from these new rules that's going into effect in February. And I haven't got it all figured out yet what that really means. There's a lot of vagueness in there, but it really sounds ominous. This may end in February just for that alone, even if I find time to do this, or I may have to do this in a more abbreviated fashion because it's tough for me to do these things, guys. Just because I don't put a video up don't mean I didn't do the prep work to do a video that day. I put a lot of time in this stuff. So that's the only reason I bring you that, just let you guys know that this is a major endeavor to bring you all this stuff. So, like what I just told you about that election, that's not in that article. I'm telling you guys about things I know in general. But then as soon as he got elected, what did President Potato Head come out and say? Well, U.S. does not support Taiwan's independence. Well, supposedly we're neutral on that, but but somebody, according to a congressional website, got some money from somebody else. I think maybe the guy was in that video right there. Who got money from this guy? What do you think? I don't know. That's what is claimed on a congressional website. So I got to put qualifiers with that thing to on here because the platform is a no like me. Anyway, so I got to be careful. Very, very, very careful. Reporting this kind of stuff on this platform is like walking on thin ice, wearing cleats in an earthquake. So it's very challenging. Anyway, so let's go on here. They have already got my main channel where I cannot chat, but I still have my channel. Okay, so you got knocked out, Buford. What happened there? Yeah, they're taking a lot of channels out, and they'll take out popular channels too. Channels that earn money, channels that are actually paying for advertising on the platform. Yeah, I saw a huge one. It rocketed up like 2 million subscribers in like a year or two, and they took them off because they said something they didn't like, and they weren't way over, but hey, you gotta be very careful on here, especially if you're looking at this. This might be, right now, this is the only source of income I got. So, so in case y'all didn't know, there's this big agreement between the Ukraine and the United Kingdom now. Signed agreement for the United Kingdom to support Ukraine for 10 years. Now, most of what I've read in here is material support. It's money, it's weapons, things like that. But Russia, and this is another article I don't have up here today, Russia actually said, look, if Ukraine if the United Kingdom puts troops in Ukraine, we'll consider that an act of war. That basically they're insinuating they would attack the United Kingdom. And for some reason, they think this agreement entails that. Now, I have not read anything that underscores that, but that's the impression that Russia has. And so Russia gave that big warning to the United Kingdom. Now, should the United Kingdom do that, and then Russia actually attacked as they suggested, that means a war with NATO. A war with NATO pulls in the United States because we're a member of NATO. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I said a long time ago, Washington was going to give Taiwan. Tom, they may do it. No, they may do worse than that. I'm worried that we might. I don't know when you say that on here. Jeez. Well, we consider this a live action role play. I don't know what might happen, but I got to worry about our aircraft carriers. Or, one of the biggest bragging rights Xi could have would be taking out one of our aircraft carriers. And, one just has to wonder if that could be arranged. I don't know, guys. I hope not. I hope not. That's just wild speculation. I'm not saying it would happen, but I don't know. I'm on very thin ice now. Maybe too thin. You may never see me again. I didn't say it would happen. I didn't say it was a plan. I just pondering. All right. So Ukrainians' capacity to produce artillery shells has been taken out by MiG-31s, according to this article of BulgarianMilitary.com. I got a ton of different wide sources here, guys. I mean, look, this stuff's coming out. I bring stuff from everywhere to you guys because that's where you find all these things. And this is just to show you that Ukraine is getting pounded. And things are happening in Russia, too. Russia's getting pounded back. Hope I got something about that fire over there. 20,000 British troops to be deployed with NATO is basically there's a big, huge military exercise. The biggest military exercise in NATO since the Cold War is going on right now, about to go on. And so that's what this is all about. So NATO is staging their biggest military exercise coming up. Now, our good friend Nate over at Canadian Prepper, he always likes to say there's no such thing as military exercises, just World War III surprises. I don't know, guys. Let's hope in this case it's just an exercise. But, you know, every time there's an exercise, the other side gets really suspicious. They pucker up just because they're thinking it might be preparations to launch something kinetic. And they're paranoid. So if Russia weren't paranoid, they wouldn't have taken Ukraine in the first place. They did it because they were paranoid that NATO was moving up next to them, and they would be next, as if the Europeans would actually want to invade Russia, which I think is pretty hilarious. But anyway, Putin and Russia don't think so. They've been invaded something like 57 times. So that they definitely fear that. Anyway, so Putin, oh yeah, here it is. Now this article here in Express claims this big warehouse. It was like what 7,000 square meters or something. It's a huge warehouse burning in St. Petersburg. You see this? This is a huge warehouse complex that filled the sky with smoke over there. Just this building here, just filled the sky with smoke. And this article lays it on the discontented people within Russia themselves. It says this is a revolt from within Russia that set this fire. Well, I don't know if that's the case or if this is just propaganda. It could have been Ukrainians. It could have been Western intel. Who knows who, or it could have been accidental. Who set this fire? You know, we had a fire over in we had a fire over on the East Coast of. I had that article open for a while, and I've never showed it to you guys. Now I have to go back and find it. There's a fire on the East Coast of a bunch of oil tankers here in the United States. Was that something set, or was that due to electrical problems they claim? But when you get so many tankers, when you get multiple tankers catching fire, it makes you wonder. It really makes you, it was up in the Northeast, makes you really wonder. Now, there's such thing as cascading failures. You know, you get all these guys next to each other. One catches on fire, it spreads to the next, and fault propagation. But one really has to wonder if maybe one of these sleeper cell, they just didn't get in there and do something, or some discontented person, rogue individual. These are always possibilities, and I don't have the answer to that. But you know, you can speculate, but that's just that. It's just speculation. You see, this building's like from here to here, okay, guys, and it's filled the sky with smoke. So this makes you wonder if there might be something legitimate to this whole thing about nuclear winter. When you burn cities instead of atolls with just palm trees and sand. I don't know, guys. We'll have to see. Hey, Dan, how you doing? That's no warm customer. So, yeah, that smoke like that, that's extremely toxic. Extremely toxic. And all that's going to settle out somewhere in the environment. People will be breathing some of that because it will get more diffuse in the air. Some of that will be swept around the planet. Every institution's control. Yeah, we got some ugly control going where I can't even repeat that. That would get me in so much trouble. I can't even repeat that. Anyway, Russian army headquarters burns down in Chechnya. Saboteurs claim. In this case, the saboteurs claimed it themselves. There's the Kremlin right there, guys. I've been inside the Kremlin. I've been inside these walls. I've been, in fact, in the Duma. I went to an opera inside the Duma back in 2010, March of 2010. I was inside this place. So, been there, done that. So they had a fire at some army headquarters in Chechnya. Now you got to know though that there's Chechnyan separatist movement still very active in Chechnya. So even though the head of Chechnya is a strong supporter of Vladimir Putin, there's a lot of people there that don't go along with that. He could be overthrown. So here's claims of Russian losses, and Russia is losing a lot of people in hardware, but they keep throwing it in because that's how Russia's won. Most of the wars it's won is by throwing people at it. So this is just their method. Does that mean they'll quit it because they're taking all these hits? I don't know, guys. I've told you that if Russia has the will to keep fighting, they will win the war because there's a war of attrition. They've got a lot more to draw from than does Ukraine. Now, if Russia loses the will to fight, now that's not Russians. That's a stock video that's out there free for anybody to use. I don't feel bad about showing that video because these are stock videos. I've seen these videos and sources out there. That might be the guy, but that wasn't Russians. That's funny. You see this stuff, and that's Newsweek doing this. Holy smoke, Newsweek would stoop down using stock videos from free sources. That's funny. That is hilarious. Yeah. Anyway, does that look like a Kalashnikov? I don't think so. That's definitely not a Kalashnikov. These are Western forces. Anyway, but that is the Kremlin. Newsweek, shame on you. With all your money, you stoop to that too. See, I've checked my stuff out, guys. Russians have lost so many vehicles around Krenik, how you say that. They've assigned a tank regiment to fetch the wrecks. So they're trying to recycle them. And that may be true. I've been to Moscow and St. Petersburg. I've not been to St. Petersburg. I'd actually like to go because I hear it's a real beautiful city. If I hear anything outside of St. Petersburg and Moscow is just awful. It's like a third world country. And there's some rough spots in Moscow, but overall, it's an interesting city. I had a great time in Moscow. I love my trip there. Actually, of all the cities I ever went and visited, I enjoyed myself over there more than anywhere else. Even better than going on the Virgin Islands on vacation. I wasn't on vacation. I only went to the Virgin Islands once. Back in it was my last vacation back in 1930. I was turned 31 back in 1991. All righty, guys. Half my life ago. So, yeah, you guys may have heard, and I don't have this article open either, that Sweden is telling their people to prepare for war. Prepare for war. They're expecting to be attacked. Oh, and somewhere I had an article on, maybe I don't have it open now, where Poland has been indicated as being the next target by one of Putin's allies. But so what's happening? European countries are buying a lot of Stinger missiles now because they're really concerned about getting invaded. Really worried about it. Why are they worried about it? Do they have something to worry about? So they're buying 940 new Stinger missiles. The production lines for Stingers had been shut down. They've had to re-engineer to make the missile because you give something a year or two, and a lot of the parts, like this transistor or this component or this relay or that component, it's no longer available. Or they'll change, and then you have to replace it. Instead of something that had 4 leads or 3 leads, you got 2 leads, and then you got to re-engineer your entire circuit and make it work with the parts you got. And they had to bring in a lot of the old guys that was retired to get this line going again. They called in a lot of retirees. So, hey, we need you. We got to figure out how to get this missile going again. And they did that. So there's obsolescence in parts. Some people say, how come we can't build a Saturn V again? Well, we could, but it wouldn't be exactly the same as the one we had. We lost the plans. No, we didn't lose the plans. We got all the blueprints on the Saturn V, guys. But you just can't build them that way anymore. And another thing, it's hard to figure out what those blueprints really are and what they're really saying without all the shop notes. But that's another story. Anybody that's worked in the factory will probably know what I'm talking about. The shop paperwork, you don't really know. And there's a lot of stuff that's just skills that the tradesmen had that went out the door when they retired. Like, how much cutting oil do you use on this part when you machine it? Different things like that. We don't even do it the same. Everything's CNC now. We don't use the same techniques to make things. So, and a lot of the old equipment is just gone. But we could actually build a better F1 engine today. There's been an engineering effort to do that if it was decided to go down that road. But nobody's decided they want to build the first stage engine of a Saturn V rocket. That's another story. Anyway, military forces join. Yeah, so this is the article on that exercise. It's the biggest exercise since the Cold War. And this is talking about the British again here, 20,000 sailors. But yeah, this is going to be a big exercise. So we'll have to see how Russia takes this. Is it going to go kinetic? I kind of doubt it, but you never know. We did an exercise back in the 80s that Russia thought we were about to attack them when Ronald Reagan was in office. And they nearly attacked us because they thought that's what we were going to do. And that was not the intention of our sign. It was Bold Eagle or something like that. Well, we've had so many exercises. I think it was Bold Eagle. And Russia was ready. They were about to attack us because they thought we were going to attack them. So that's the danger of these things. Anyway, yeah, things are getting more tense in the Koreas. North Korea halts radio broadcasts and curbs exchanges with the South. A lot of people think North Korea is getting ready to invade South Korea. Again, are they a proxy for China? Is that a good thing for China should they want to move on Taiwan? And here again, North Korea launching ballistic missile thought capable of hitting a distant U.S. bases. Well, knock, knock, NPR. They already got missiles that can do that. We've already got them listed, and we know what they are. So, and they can launch satellites. So this is not new news. It's just maybe they've come up with another one, or they're just testing it again. So, yeah, they've got missiles along that line in North Korea. They can target the U.S. and just about any place in the U.S. That's already been announced, guys. So another reason not to go tit for tat is, are you going to go tit for tat out of a NPR article? They're talking about this Hwasong 18 solid fuel rocket. Well, that's not exactly the newest news in the world, but anyway, but they did a test. So they're doing missile test again. And are we ready for war? Somalia threatens conflict in Ethiopia. So, guys, you see, this is spreading. When war starts in one place and everybody gets their attention diverted, other places start looking at opportunities to take advantage and do whatever they want to do. Like Venezuela wanting to go after Guyana. So we got South America almost on the verge of conflict. We got already other conflicts going on in Africa, and now this. So war is a contagion right now. It's like cancer. It's metastasizing. That's what we got to worry about, guys. And can this affect supply chains in the world? What kind of critical resources are coming out of Africa? Cobalt, lithium, not out of Somalia or even Ethiopia, but Ethiopia and Somalia are both on the borders of the ocean. Pirates from Somalia were known to raid a lot of ships. So this is Russian news source here, talking about, wow, the signs of the what? Becoming increasingly obvious. Yeah, I don't want to read that out loud, but guys, there it is. But they're talking about a world order that's not the one of the House of Klaus, apparently. A different new world order, one led by China, which is no better. But the majority of the world is no longer willing to accept Western diktat, which is dictates, really. So that's what a dictator does. They put out dictates. Well, I call them dictators. Not because they're a tater who happens to be something, Oh, there it is. I thought I closed this article. Here we are, guys. I think I mentioned this the other morning here. Texas seizes control of the U.S.-Mexican border area, blocks federal government access. Is this how civil wars start? I think I mentioned this earlier, but they went to Eagle Pass and seized part of the border there. And they did it because they said the federal government was luring these people in. Didn't I do a video on that? That the federal government was not blocking them. They were luring the people in. They're trying to stop them from coming in. But they've been countersued because some people passed away and drowned trying to cross the river. And so there's claims and counterclaims about that. I think I got the article on that somewhere else. Let's see. Get this, guys. Oklahoma AG says Biden's DHS is instructing the release of illegal alien criminals in his state. People that are known to be criminals. That's what this attorney general is saying. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you what he is saying. That is a huge charge. But is that why they travel around in buses that they got over the windows are dark? I mean, guys, you see 65 days of spring. That's good to know. That's good to know. Order from disorder. You're right, Zen. Order from disorder. We got 196, not bad for the late time we started here. All right, mods. One thing y'all could do The New Days is really good on coming here and putting links to my other resources, and I've noticed other channels, uh, other mods do that. So if y'all could help out a little bit, post some links to some of my products or other videos or channel links, things like that, that would be helpful. New Days, I think I've seen Wise, do that a time or two, and one or two other of you guys. So that would be most helpful, guys, if y'all would help out with that. Anyway, I don't know, what do y'all think about this? I've seen video, other channels chasing these buses that are trying to take the so-called immigrants to airports. And the guy would follow the bus, and the bus would not release them. They would take off and drive around and try to evade the guy with the camera. Interesting, right? Why? Why are they so evasive? We know what's going on. Oh, yeah, but look at this. This is from the House of Klaus, our good friend Klaus. I say facetiously. See what organization this is? Intelligence. This is their intelligence page. And what are they talking about? Yeah, I saw a video earlier today from Lisa Haven's channel claiming that a lot of time I get to watch videos, YouTube, is when I eat. So I'm actually working when I'm eating. I'm watching YouTube videos. That's when I watch the YouTube videos. So what other guys were saying. But they were talking saying that this forum here, the House of Klaus, has claimed the #1 threat to the world is this. I haven't found links to that effect. But disinformation, according to the House of Klaus, is an information disorder, like a sickness, huh? The deliberate spread, now this is publicly posted, so the deliberate spreading of false information is typically done for political purposes and often part of propaganda. There's some truth to that. Campaign and tied to global issues like, oh, now you see what's sensitive. What's this? Climate what? Immigration or public health emergencies? What are they talking about? False content is already thriving on the social media ecosystem. Guys, there are actually people out there that are saying the biggest threat is freedom of speech. You've got to be kidding me. Every society that don't have that gets rode hard. And the problem in our society today is we don't have enough of that freedom of speech. This is a reason you might want to go to the freedomrestorationfoundation.org. Is that it? Yeah. Check the Action Center page on freedomrestorationfoundation.org. I pay for this out of my own pocket, guys. And it tells you how to contact your states, your state representatives, and your Congress critters. And it goes on about how to call, write, what to say on the phone. And there's all your links, guys. And what do we care about? Oh, we're not supposed to care about that. Oh no, they tell us that's the worst thing in the world. That's just some examples of what we care about. Some of our primary issues. Oh, they're cited. 2 of these were cited in that report, wasn't it? Oh my gosh. The House of Klaus. They know a likey that, apparently. After that, you believe you're a little more than a beast? What? Steve, thank you, Wise, for sharing that. Also, she has started the survivaltribenetwork.com website and paid for that out of her pocket at great expense to her. And she's done that for you. And you guys aren't really availing yourself to it enough. Guys, with all the stuff going on in the world, it's really time to start forming your mutual assistance groups, your tribes. Because you might be the best in the West with spitwad, but sometimes you're a little off the game. Sometimes you got to sleep. You might get sick. You might break a leg. If you're a lone wolf out there by yourself, you might be in trouble, especially when all the people out of the city get starving to death and are scouring the countryside looking for long pork to eat. They probably figure all the food's gone, so they're looking for long pork. So what I tell you guys, don't be the long pork. The best way to avoid that is join a group, start a group. If you got a homestead, bring people in. But it's like getting married. You got to vet people out. Very seriously, vet them out. So spend some time getting to know people. And I assume Wise I will share a link to the survivaltribenetwork.com. Let's see, it may be right here. Oh, that's my yucca balloon. So guys, I got to do a video on this soon about this. I've had people tell me, oh, Greg, a nuclear detonation with a balloon won't cause an MP. Oh, yeah, they will. It was done in 1958. Yeah, 1,000 times more powerful than what was on the ground. I mean, guys, who comes up with this? Some of the stupid comments I get. When I bring you a video talking about a threat from a balloon, I know what I'm talking about because I launch rockets and balloons like this, launch some ships like this. That's something I have done. Anyway, guys, I'm talking from personal experience. And I got access to some of the best physicists on the EMP field in the world. And they tell me, yes, it's doable. All right, let me go back here. Excuse me, I'm skipping ahead. But, this war that we're in is also an economic war because the dollar is the strength of the United States right now. It's what makes America strong. And having had the dollar insured as with petrol money, as a petrol dollar, gave it unique position here. And that is coming to an end with Saudi Arabia now trading in everything else. That's the transition under the current president, who said he was going to bring all kind of harmony to the world. Look how much more harmonious the world's gotten since he's been elected. Isn't it sweet? Butterflies and bumblebees flying around, pollinating flowers. Yeah, that's the world today, right? Well, that is part of the world, but it's not the human part of it. The human part is a lot more troublesome. Yikes, guys. Unless you Wahlberg, you do not survive on. There you go. Thank you, Wiseout, for sharing the site you created. Guys, seriously, pay attention to it. Go there, join, and use a moniker to promote yourself, to join it. So, you don't have to put your street address in there, but you just want to know what area you're at, just so that you can identify other people within your area and start contacting them and try to get these groups formed. Wiseout's got a strong group in Arkansas, by the way. And I've got something of a strong group forming up in Arizona. I started one here at one time, but I had a bad apple come in and kind of blew it apart. That's why you got to really vet people. But see, this economic thing, BRICS offer bonds worth $28 billion in local currency, not U.S. dollars. So they're taking every step they can to bring the dollar down because it is an economic war. I kid you not. They're trying to bring the dollar down. They're doing this on purpose because they want to dominate. They don't want the United States being, if you go back to that video that used to be on the House of Klaus website, where they told you that you would own nothing, you'd be happy. You'd own nothing, have no privacy, but you'd be happy. They also talked about how the United States wouldn't be the world leader anymore. It'd be one of many, way down the ladder. See, that's what makes these people salivate. That's on the Western side from the House of Klaus. Well, there's some other players in the world that don't even want it there. Of course, the head of the House of Klaus has praised the CCP for the way they run the PRC, the People's Republic of China, and said this is an example of how to do things. As David Rockefeller once did the same thing, not too many years ago, before he kicked the bucket. It's amazing how long these people live. Anyway, they are buying gold to secure their money they're trying to set up. China buys 225 tons of gold worth $13.2 billion. Maybe it'd be a wise move, guys. especially as we start up our survival tribes and we want our own way of trading amongst ourselves, our own way of bartering, a unique vehicle for bartering is something that's got enduring value, that holds value. I did see a video or a picture one time recently. It showed 10 gold bars. It said 1931, this would buy a house. In 2024, this will buy a house. So it's like, it holds value no matter what. I mean, it's not something that's going to make you rich, but it seems to hold value quite stably. Seems to. I'm not an economic advisor, but I'm here to tell you this might be a good way to barter because, you know, I like these things. Why? This is fungible, meaning you can spend it on convenient things. Unlike a bar of gold, that's why I like these gold backs. This thing, this one note here is 1/1000th of a troy ounce. This is something you could use to buy 12-pack of eggs or a loaf of bread. Try that with a gold bar. 10 of them buy you a house, you know. So, you know, it's one of them, maybe 5 of them will buy you a car these days, a new one. And one of them ought to buy you a really nice used car, really nice one, and maybe have a change left over. All right, guys. So, so check it out. The good thing about Defy the Grid is they got a deal that says they will, if you can find a better deal anywhere else, they'll meet it or beat it. That's a deal that's hard to beat. Yeah, you can get a lot of stuff here. Let's scroll to it. It'll probably scan on here. If you can find a better deal somewhere else, they'll meet it or beat it. So if you come in here and use the code GreenGregs, you can get 1% off. You can have, their margins is tight. This one, they're going to give you more than 1% off because their total deal is like 3 or 4%. And I'll actually get 1% too if you go use GreenGregs. You can buy, and that's the lowest commission I get on anything. So you can buy silver, you can buy bars, you can buy coins, you can buy rounds, you can buy platinum, you can buy gold here. And then they have silver notes, but I really like the gold backs. Anyway, just because of the convenience for bartering. And once we get our survival tribe network set up, that would be a good way to go. And you can see the dollar, it's got some issues, declining against the dinar that Baghdad uses. I got one of those somewhere. It's got a picture of Saddam Hussein on it. That's an old one. That's probably worth some money now. Let's see here. And again, I'm taking this now from the economic side. Since the strikes on the Houthis, and since the trade has been rerouted, and since the Iranians seized back one of the tankers that we'd seized from earlier, oil prices are suddenly rising again because of all the pressures. If the Strait of Hormuz gets shut off, you can really expect the price of oil to shoot up like crazy. Yes, thank you for that, Wiesel. Appreciate it. So that'll help you, and it can help me too, because you know, for what you're getting there, you'll get great deals. And you know, the funny thing is, I wasn't even, you know, I for a long time I didn't mention, after I did a couple of videos, I wasn't mentioning the goldbacks in my videos, but I noticed people were getting them. And I was getting little bitty commissions, and lots of them, little bitty commissions. I go, hey, wait a minute, maybe I do need to talk this up, because people seem to like them without me even talking about it. So I started promoting them then. So yeah, we expect the price of oil to potentially go up even more. And other supply chains are being ruptured. Remember what I told you guys? I told you that Tesla had to shut down their plant in Europe because of the supply chains being ruptured, basically. So ruptured supply chains, rising oil prices, and resurging inflation. The Red Sea crisis is rekindling memories of Ukraine war, but this time it could be different. That's what this article said. But we're talking about, this is Fortune magazine. We're talking about the economic side of it, of course. That's why I put it in this part of the presentation instead of over in the war, because this is an economic piece of what's going on, guys. We're in for a rough ride ahead. That's all I got to say. So you need to get yourself ready for that too. Oh yeah, and it's not just America. I get people from all over the world in here. I used to get a guy here from France a lot. I hadn't seen him in a while. Beijing is dumping brandy, apparently. I don't know, they got some kind of trade war going on with now France against, this is the first bull of European-China trade war, according to this article in Yahoo Finance. China's decision to investigate expensive French liquor for dumping could be the start of extended tit-for-tat trade dispute with the European Union. But basically, China's only for China. Look at all the countries around them. They're trying to invade and got border tensions with every nation they border. And then some. Like all the way in the South China Sea. None of that should be China's. But they claim it. If they think if they claim something, if you put what should be your own exclusive economic zone, and you put a ship in there, they want to challenge it. And then anybody supports them, they want to attack them. Yeah, it's just they're being a bully, big bully. And they think they can do it because they got the world's largest navy. But that navy is not a deep sea navy. It's good right within the first island chain for the most part, for 90% of their navy. But that's all they need to take Taiwan and the South China Sea. They can have their deeper blue water navy later. Okay, this is what I was looking for earlier. Texas governor says migrant family that drowned had already passed away. So the federal government's charging them and saying it was their Texas fault. And Texas said no, they'd already passed. I don't know. But if you're going to cross concertina barbed wire in a river, you might have a problem. I mean, anybody's ever been canoeing and had their canoe overturned, no, you might get a problem going down a river or going into a river. Water's got a lot of force. Now, you're trying to go through a river with barbed wire in it, you might have a problem. Just take that into account, folks. You might have a problem. You're trying to get through barbed wire in a river, you're asking for trouble. Don't do it. That's what the barbed wire is for. Now, this is something crazy. The state Supreme Court in Texas slapped down the Texas movement. Really? All they asked for is putting it on a ballot. Now, what's wrong with that? Well, the Texas movement's going to appeal this, and maybe they win. What's wrong with having it on a ballot? I think just because you secede don't mean that there's got to be a war. Look at what happened in Europe. A lot of European countries broke up over the past, since the wall fell, without a war. It's possible. Hey, New Day, it's good to see you. All right. Chinese scientists reveal what? Experiments with what? What? These are humanized mice, people. They've got a what? A bug that's 100% fatal to humanized mice. Oh, isn't that wonderful? Isn't that just so sweet of them? They said they didn't have any problems with the other bug developed there, did they? Allegedly developed there. Bugger dog. Shipper rates now make transport of crude from U.S. to Asia prohibited. Wow. So, guys, think about this. This may be this is really concerning. Is this disease X that they keep warning us about? But no worry. Oh, look at this. World leaders prepare for what? Disease X could be 20 times deadlier than the cough. Really? How do they know? I mean, how do you just say it's going to happen? How do you just come up with this? How did somebody that we like to affectionately call Dr. Ouchie come up with the prediction that one of these was going to happen absolutely within a 4-year time span of a certain president? How could he have done that? How could he have suggested something like that based on random stuff? Well, how could this be? I'm just asking questions. I'm just trying to be innocent here and ask some questions. I don't know, it may get me all kind of hot water. So, disease X. Well, this also may play into hand this WHO treaty that someone's expected to sign in May. A certain President Potato Head, which basically says that it gives sovereignty over to a UN body. a UN body that can tell you you have no choice. You have no, under this deal, you have no freedoms. And we can force you to take something that you don't want. We can force you to take one of these. Allegedly, that's what it does. So you go see Rogowski's videos. I'll try to get him back on the channel soon. Because this is, I don't know. Some people might be just downright frightened by all that. Just saying. Got to be careful here because I don't want to step on the misinformation landmine that has been planted by the House of Klaus. But look here. Here's the paper they put out on it. Or the paper was put out on it. This probably is theirs originally. Lethal infection of human ACE2 transgenic mice. See, the ACE2 receptors are primarily like in the lungs and the heart. Remember Dr. Paul Cottrell told us this? Transgenic, that means they got human DNA in them, caused by a what? Related bug that they use, this one comes from this critter called a pangolin, which is basically a scaled anteater. And there's the pangolin. It's kind of like a bat. This is what they went to this time. Pangolin. So, but there's no worry. What are we worried about? Now, after all the stuff that happened, they're going to be very, 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 very careful. But you know, Wuhan's not even a level 4 bio facility from what I hear. I don't know. Just rumors I've heard. Lab leaks and accidents up 50%. Ah, that couldn't possibly be there, could it? Maybe it's just more important. I don't know, guys. We might have something to look out for, guys. The cough turned out, except for certain groups where it was really rough, not to be as bad as we feared when we first started hearing all the stories about China locking everything down. They scared us with that up front. But maybe they didn't know at first. Maybe why they locked everything down the way they did. Or maybe they thought it was a worse version of what came out. What else did they have in the lab? Look what they got now. Why are people developing stuff like this in a lab in the first place? Do you realize that 2 labs created a human transmissible bird flu? Anyway, guys, extreme weather is upon us, coast to coast. I gotta stick my head outside and see if we get any snow sticking yet. It's supposed to have an inch or 2 already. I hadn't seen it sticking when I started the video. There's a few flakes have been falling. That was about it. It's supposed to get real cold here. Winter weather, live updates, extreme weather from coast to coast. I think everybody knows this because you're living in it. So I probably don't have to tell you a lot about it because that's you. Chances are that's you right now. It's cold everywhere. Almost everywhere. Actually, Snowflake, which is usually colder than Huntsville area, Tony area where I'm at, is warmer right now than where I'm at now. They told me it was cold there a few days ago. Like it's getting here. But guys, y'all. And up in the hills where Jesse, is Jesse in the house tonight? He's had some snow. Anyway, so they had this big protest in front of the White House. They tried climbing the fence. They got stopped. How come this isn't called an insurrection? I don't know, guys. Of course, maybe it's maybe they're real popular with the party in power. I don't know. I'm just wondering, just asking questions. I have no idea. I'm just a poor, dumb rocket scientist. I got no idea about things like that. That's politics. I ain't supposed to know such things. Never mind, I was the chairman of the Policy Committee of the National Space Society for a decade and ran the halls of Congress. All on the side. It's not what my day job. I didn't get paid for that. Anyway, get this, guys. Life-threatening cold. This is what you got to watch out for. Life-threatening cold. You probably know that already. If you don't, pay attention. But this is why I bought this article. ABC News has admitted we have record-breaking cold. Of course, you know who meets today? The House of Klaus has their annual meeting starting today, where they talk about the changes in the climate and how the world's getting too hot and all the things they need to do about it, how they need to take your freedoms from you, and you can't drive anything more than a bicycle, and not too far on that because you might eat too much and breathe too much if you drive a bicycle too far. And as they fly in on their private jets, if tons of private jets going in there, and they're going to tell you what you can't do because it's getting too hot, as we're all freezing from record-breaking cold. Chester, Montana is minus 54 degrees Fahrenheit, or was. They recorded minus 54 degrees Fahrenheit in Chester, Montana. That sounds a mite chilly, but we're talking record-breaking all the way across the country. Minus 35 in Kansas City. Now, there it's not a record, but it's the coldest they've been since 1989. Well, guys, how can you have record-breaking cold when it's so hot? How can that be? Yeah, pandemic preparedness treaty. Foster and all government, all society approach. Yeah. Look at Wiseau's comment. Tell me if you find that somewhat concerning or maybe alarming. Well, that's why you need to go over to Freedom Restoration Foundation.org and chew the ears of your Congress critters. Call the president, call the White House. Anyway, is anybody told Al Gore this? Al Gore promised us that none of this white stuff would be on the ground now, didn't he? I mean, this can't be happening. Al Gore told us it wouldn't happen. He had all the projections 20 years ago that showed that this wouldn't be occurring. Anyway, so now this is occurring in spite of the fact that we're in a solar maximum, which means it should be hotter. It should be hotter. I mean, some people tell us it's hot right now. Well, it should be hotter because the sun is acting up. Plus, we got a strong El Nino going. We got two things that say we should be in a high temperature. It should be hot. Tons of sunspots. Tons of them. Now, I've got other acquaintances who are out talking about the solar minimum that may not actually be so grand, and talking about that all the time, but you don't get sunspots like this in a period like that. During the modern minimum, there was a period of 70 years, they only had 50 sunspots the whole time. That's what the sun looked like today. If you don't believe it, get you a sun filter and go out and look at it. You can see it for yourself. The sun is covered in sunspots. Get you some welder's goggles. Actually, I had a yeah. So there we are, guys. The sun is active. This means we ought to be hot. Hot to try. Anyway, so there it is, guys. The sun is active. That usually brings heat. How come we're so cold? Look, we even got a CME being shot off. It's going to hit Mercury and Venus. A spectacular CME. Good thing it's not hitting Earth. Good thing. So there you are, guys. The sun is hyperactive. Well, we had an asteroid we just discovered, 2024, means we just found this one. Came in between the Earth and the Moon, but not between the Earth and our geosynchronous satellites. So not anywhere about too much. It was only 6 meters in size. But anyway, so much for that. Let's go back and talk to sun stuff. We're in solar cycle 25. This is the prediction curve in red. This is what it's really doing. I did a video a couple of years ago where I talked about this prediction from some scientists that said this cycle was going to be stronger because of the duration of the last cycle being shorter. And they said every time you get a shorter cycle, the next one is always stronger. Well, turns out they were right. Turns out they were right. So this cycle didn't get weaker than the last one. See, it was predicted to be the same size as the last one. You see, that's solar cycle 24. Now we're in 25. This is the prediction curve, that red curve. It's actually higher. So we're in an active period. This does not comport with a minimum. Now you might have been a little bit of a tiny little minimum there, but not really. These are your typical minimums. Typical is not a grand solar minimum. Then we had the modern minimum. That was a grand solar minimum. Solar flares by year. See, look at all the solar flares we got. These are flares, not just sunspots. These are actual flares. So we've had almost as many solar flares this year as sunspots in the entire modern minimum. Now, ever sunspot don't give you a flare, so that's a sunspot count. Where's that at? I don't see that statistic here. But we're having a lot of sunspots, way more. I mean, just look at the sun right now. It's got over a dozen spots on it at the moment. And it feels are out of phase and are weaker than normal. That's why the Earth's magnetic field. Well, the Earth's magnetic field's been getting weaker year after year after year, so I'm not sure that ties in. Yeah, for ever since the 1800s, it's been dropping in strength, but the drop rate is accelerated. That's the thing that's concerning. Our shields are getting down, which means we're more susceptible to these things. So during the grand solar minimum, during a 28-year period from out of this minimum from 1672 to 1699, observations revealed fewer than 50 sunspots. And normally, a time like that, you get 40,000 to 50,000. So the sun was extremely quiet. There's some other minimums in here you can study. You go to the Wikipedia and it says, now, these are certain years showing how many sunspots they actually had. Very, very few. Very, very few. Oh, yeah, you can go back to space weather and see what our sunspot count is. We can go back and check that out. Space weather. Bing, 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 bing. I think we give a spotless days. 0, 1 day. This goes back to different years here. Gives you some of the recent stats on that. I had a spotless day. It says 2022. And there was only one day that year. Of course, this is your solar minimum here. You're going to have some spotless days in out of the 11-year cycle, as we did in that one. So that gives you a little stats to go. It's not a sunspot count, though. Anywho, got this 25. There's our counts. Well, quite a few, quite a few. This is just in given months. 339. That's in 2012. 2023. Oh, look at this. 494. Over here. So you're comparing different, the same, what should be about the same points in the cycle. Oh, well. Yeah, the sun is more active than the last cycle this time. So, all right, here we are. Here's the snow. I can see it up in, of course, Salt Lake City. Nah, don't snow in Utah. Montana. Denver is on the verge of it there. I've seen it snow in Denver on Memorial Day. I was in Denver on Memorial Day. It snowed there one time. All right, so yeah, we got a lot of some Billings, Montana, Great Falls. Looks like we got freezing rain or something down in Texas down here. Well, it must be freezing. Dallas is 12. Planet Houston is 34. So it's falling there. It'd be rain. Jackson, Mississippi, 28. Nolens owes a balmy 50. Wow. Lexington, Kentucky is 16. Memphis is 14. How about that, guys? Wait a minute. That is not even up for rest. 1 a.m. Let's catch up to where that time was now. About the same temperature-wise. All right, the snow band is narrowed. I don't know. We may not have any here. Go outside and look. I'm on line here. Let's look at where we're at, guys. We'll start with New Day's territory. Holton is 16. That's pretty normal for up there. Look here, upper state New York, 16. We got 8 degrees here on the border of Pennsylvania and New York. 3 degrees here. West by Golly, Virginia, 21, 19, 17 up Morgantown. Nashville, 16. Knoxville, 26. Lewisburg, just a little ways north of me, is 21. Hunts Patch is 26. Ardmore, though, is 23. My temperature is probably closer to that. To check my phone and see what it says. I won't lose signal. I haven't got it plugged in. Where'd I put it? Where did I put my phone at? Went off the hotspot for my chat room. And, hey, we got Brandy in the house. Let's see, Brandy. So, pull this thing up and see what it's saying. It says 26. Oh, wait a minute. It's not updated. What it was when I last opened it. We'll see in a minute what it says where I'm at. According to, this will be weather.com, I guess, is where they pull their data here. Still not updated. 23 says I'm the same temperature as Ardmore. That's what I thought. Whoa! Tuesday, they're predicting -3 degrees now here. -3 degrees Tuesday night. Ooh, it's supposed to go down to 10 tonight. Not right now, but later tonight. 10 degrees. Yeah, I'm going to have to unplug all my aquaponics. Turn it all off. Whew, -3 Tuesday night. You don't get above freezing again until Thursday. It's supposed to get up to 40, but it's going to drop again. Friday night, it's going to be 8 degrees, and Saturday night, 9. So we're going negative. It's been a long time since we went negative here. Long time, guys. Thank you, Al Gore. Al Gore said it would never happen. Okay, so I'm right about here. So I'm on the edge of this. I've been on the edge of this all night. But Tennessee's getting hammered by snow. Hole in the wall. Where I got, that's where I got my big truck, my 2-ton truck. 19 degrees up there. -3 degrees. Woo! That's going to be kind of chilly down here. Good thing I'm in Alabama. Maybe I can keep my pipes from freezing. I had water dripping at 9 degrees last winter, and I still had frozen pipes. And I had a flood in the house. So it's a good thing I'm here right now. Maybe I can invert that. Problem is, we may have an ice storm Thursday. If we have an ice storm, I may have no power on Friday and Saturday. It gets down to 8 and 9 again. So I'll be really challenged to keep things from freezing. I'm going to have to just shut the water off and drain everything out. Oh, wow, guys. It's getting cold. And we got a lot of snow. And I worry more about ice than snow, guys. Oh, we got snow. Anybody from Texas can tell me what this stuff is here? What's going on down there? Oh, it's very sparse, whatever it is, 0.02 inch. Huh. Interesting. I'll close that window. All right. Mobile's 43. Montgomery's 39. Birmingham and Gadsden are 35, so they're both above freezing. I'm at 23 up here in North Alabama. I'm just right there south, 8 miles south of the Tennessee border. I'm almost the state line. Hattiesburg. That's where we used to go in the National Guard to do our summer drill sometimes. 35. Yeah, look at this, guys. Now you get north of this in Texas, it's cold. Wichita Falls. I spent a Christmas there 1 year. 10 degrees. Sherman 12. Amarillo. I've drove through there many times going to Arizona. 7 degrees in Amarillo. Dumas 5. Tulsa, Oklahoma is 5. Oklahoma City is 7. Lawton is 8. Elk City 7. So we got some pretty chilly temperatures over 3 degrees up here. Albuquerque is 28. Look here. Show low 25 and Holbrook 30, so they're below freezing. Snowflake is 30. It's actually warmer in Snowflake than here. I'm 23 degrees. That's an odd occurrence. That's an odd occurrence. Phoenix 43. Cowgirl in Arizona is down around this territory somewhere in the 40s, I suppose. Lost Angels is 46. Lost Wages is 44. Not too bad over there. Below. San Fran is 48. So it's above freezing. Oh, I skipped too far ahead. I hit the wrong button. Oh, boing. Let's go up here to Oregon. -1 here, but most of Oregon is pretty, right on the coast, it's above freezing, but you get up in the mountains. So Eugene is 25. Salem, 17. Washington State. Gold Bar is 10. Ooh, Tanner's 12. Tacoma is 21. Seattle is 23. Getting chilly up there. You up here in British Columbia, Vancouver, 23. Get in interior at -8, -1, -4, -6. All right, let's get up here in Arnold's territory. -31 here at Lethbridge. -31 at Bow Island. -31 over here. -31 in Vulcan. -31 here. I would say Calgary, big city of Calgary, -31. Heat Island's not helping them at all. Yeah, we got some chilly temperatures up in Calgary. Edmonton, -31. I've been hearing that today from Arnold. He's been telling me how cold it was up there. I can definitely see it. -40 at Fort Smith. -37 at high level. Fort Nelson over in the British Columbia is -24. Alaska is probably warmer. Delta Junction. Is that a -1 degree or 1? Looks like a minus in front of it. But Fairbanks is up a balmy 5 degrees. We got people down that watch us from down around Anchorage. Valdez is 24. Homer, 23. Anchorage is 25. Wasilla. Yeah, this is the banana belt, guys. It's warmer than Fort Greely, Delta Junction. All right, the ocean ain't too bad. Whoa, I skipped way ahead here. I hit that button. It jumped on me. Nome is 23. 3 degrees at Barrow. Oh, why does I think it's so? I'm strolling it, just I'm hitting that bar and knocking it. All right, let's check some rest of the United States out. So, guys, when we're in the continental United States and we're looking at -35, -17, you better know to take that seriously. Casper, Wyoming, -10. Been there. I've seen -10 the year I came back from Alaska that winter, and on Sand Mountain. Coldest I ever seen in Alabama. I was happy. It made me feel at home. But people wouldn't be too happy about that right now, I'd imagine. That's pretty darn cold. That's the coldest I've ever seen in Alabama. Very rarely did we get negative territory temperature-wise in Alabama. Well, it's coming Tuesday, according to the forecast. Minus 13 in Hannibal over here, Missouri. Hannibal, Missouri. That's where Mark Twain was from. He gave the town a different name in his novels. What do he call it? Hannibal is the actual town that Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn were based in. But what do they call it in Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn? He didn't call it Hannibal. He gave it another name, but it's the same. St. Louis, 1 degree. Illinois, Springfield, -4. Chicken in the car won't go. Chicken fell out and broke its toe is -10. Wisconsin, oh, we got -6. And for our good friend Brian Randy, Cart Rapids -10, -10 all up in here, -11. International Falls -11, -15. St. Paul's -6. So you're all negative in Wisconsin. I mean, Minnesota. Wisconsin is negative. -11 in Madison, Wisconsin. Flint, Michigan's -4. Been there. Grand Rapids is 10. Been there. Detroit -4. Been there. Columbus, Ohio, 8. Sydney, Ohio, 1. Findlay, -1. Fort Wayne, that's where Bright Eyes was, and beneath the Planet of the Apes. The head orangutan knew his military because he came from Fort Wayne, -2 degrees. Indianapolis, 1. Been there. Spent a whole day in federal court there once upon a time. All righty, guys. Well, Nightman's wife is. That's about 44 in that area. Balmy 40s. Miami is 73. Key West is 75. Well, if you want to get a balmy place, that's where to go. It's the balmiest temperatures I've seen in the United States. All right, let's leave the United States. I'm curious to see how Moscow's doing. Not Moscow. Siberia. So Alaska is usually warmer when it cools down in the United States. There's a -38, -53 up here. That's about cool, -53. It got -79 one night at Fort Greene on Main Post back in the winter of 1981, 82 time frame. -26 over there. Warms up as we get over to the European part a little bit. We're in the 30s around here. Minsk, we're looking, Chico's at is 30. Moscow, where Vladimir's at, Putin, 28. Kiev, where Zelensky's at, is 30. Only 30 degrees. It's colder here. Turkey, Erdogan, 39 degrees in Ankara, the capital of Turkey. But Istanbul is a balmy 50. Athens, so they got this wind coming out over the Mediterranean, warming that area up. Beirut, 59. Jordan, 52. Not too bad over there. Look here. This town that we've been hit with missiles is 71 degrees. Did we heat it up some with all those missiles? Because it's warmer than here at 70. It's 82 over there. Wow. Hot temperatures over there. Desiree, Ethiopia, 70. Yeah, I see all these little separatists there. Ethiopia wants a pathway to the water. Lost it. Some of this territory that's no longer like Eritrea. It's no longer part of Ethiopia. Eritrea used to be in Ethiopia. I could tell you, I used to be able to spot an Eritrean and an Ethiopian. I could tell them apart by looking at them. Kenya. Okay. 70s. Nairobi, 75. That is where my ex is from. Let's go to Australia. Oh, yeah, we got to go back to England, too. Summertime down here. Alice Springs is 98. Fly south for the winter. I mean, like way south. Go all the way down under. Because you fly south for the winter down there, it's summer. Sydney, 71. Melbourne, 75. Brisbane, 73. Capital City, Canberra, 62. Perth 84. Yeah, all right. Get up here toward, oh, I got to skip forward. Oh, shoot, keep skipping forward. Let me do that. 106 here in Finiki. Is that how you say that? Yeah, I saw 104 in the desert. It's hot out there in the desert in Australia. There's Scooby snacks in the house. I know we got Rodney Middleton in here. All right. And New Zealand is pretty cool in the 50s mostly, 60s up here, 68 Auckland, 70 over here as you get closer to the equator. Got a lot of wind coming up out of the south. You know, you go down a whole lot further down here, you get into Antarctica, but you got to still go ways to get to Antarctica. But it's summertime down there. Well, usually it's people from England, sometimes Norway. Let's go there real quick. Yeah, a lot of snow in the ocean. But the wind's blowing the wrong way to bring up the Gulf breeze, but you got the Gulf Stream. Hull, 30 degrees. London, 30 degrees. Bristol, 32. So it's right on the cusp of freezing there in Birmingham. And Liverpool is 34. Birmingham's 30. Birmingham, England. We got to see how Birmingham, Alabama compares. Dublin, Ireland, 30. Scotland, Inverness, 26. Glasgow, 26. We got Norway in the house a lot. Wow, let's skip forward. Bang, let's go back. 8 degrees, 1 degree. Oslo, 7. Ota, -4. All right. That's one there. Yeah, we got a lot of the United States colder than Norway right now. How about that? All right. Here's what we'll go. We'll go to the United States and back off and just kind of clock it through time and see what these storms are doing. According to Windy. Put that flag somewhere else. Get it out of the way. Click on something that gives you a flag and tells you how much precipitation you got. All right, let's clock this thing forward. Look at it for precipitation, and we'll do it on temperature. -1 in Green Bay. Oh, for a minute, look here. Right here, we hit -1, -4 right here. -6 right there. Oh my gosh. That's Tuesday night. Wow, that's pretty cold for way down south. And Lake Edmonton, we got negative temperatures up there. The one into Wednesday. Green Bay still showing -4 again. Now 8-5. Green Bay's warming up. -6. What? Thursday? -8. Holy smokes, not on Green Bay. It's crazy temps. Oh, I think some of these are off. Yeah, all right. These temperatures are off. That's not right. That's Edmonton. Some of the cities are off. This map is messed up. This map got messed up. I don't know what happened to it. It got hosed. New Orleans, Memphis. No wonder I sense such cold temperatures. I didn't know what a green. Oh, yeah, that's up in Wisconsin. Green Bay. Yeah, these are all off. The temperatures got skewed down. Oh well, so much for that. This app's kind of got messed up. It's got confused. I also hit the refresh button. Maybe it'll fix it. Maybe I scrolled around the planet too much. There we are. Now we're dialed in. All right, let's try that again. Temperatures in cities were off. It was showing the weather right, the clouds and rain, but there we go. Yeah, that's a lot more close. You know, just focus on one spot. You know, you get towns all over the United States with different names. The same name repeats itself a lot. I was saying, I don't know Green Bay over there, but there might be one. But I got noticed and everything was off. So, oh, that's not it. Yeah, Green Bay is up here, Wisconsin. Yikes. Got a football team up there, right, or something. All right, guys. That's what the moisture down there. We got a river. They say there's a big river of water going to hit California. Maybe that's it. Might get some flooding out there. This is through the Saturday of next week. This is a 10-day, I think, forecast here. Looking ahead. Let's restart it on temperature. Yeah, let's hit this. Just where this shows color shades. There's a cold air mass. About to come down. Tuesday is when we're going to get hammered. The PM. Well, all right. Interesting. Thursday, yeah, we're supposed to get cold again on Thursday, Friday. Single digits here. All right. Once you get too far out, it starts getting more inaccurate. Wow, some more cold air coming in. That's Friday. Okay, it's kind of like a heartbeat between the day-night cycle. Saturday's getting kind of chilly too. There, all the way down the Gulf Coast. Look out, Brandy. If you ain't cold now, you'll be cold by Friday and Saturday. Look at that. All right, enough of that. All right, let's stop the share. Hello. It is almost 4 in the morning here. Might have a summer. Didn't get snow until November 1st. Melted away. We got 8 inches a week ago. Okay. All righty, folks. Well, there we are, people. Hey, Samuel Turner. Good to see you in the house. Got late for you out on the East Coast, or is it early? You just woke up, Samuel? It's about 5 in the morning there almost. Time to wake up, right? Good to see you in here. Ray, the super chat is working. Tried 3. You say it is working, but you tried 3 times. I guess you mean it's not working. Well, you're a mod. I don't know why it's not working. Interesting. I wonder if that's interesting. I wonder what the platform's doing to me. I wonder if the platform's trying to limit me here. So you tried to send a super chat 3 times. I haven't had a super chat in, we've been in here almost 120 minutes. It's been over an hour since I got a super chat. I usually get most of them later in the cast. Does anybody else try to super chat and found it not working? Try refreshing your computer and then it should work 70 days. Okay, yeah, try that. You can always go to greengregs.com to the order worms page. Just click on order worms and scroll down where it says donate. And you can hit that too if you can't put it in here. I'm freezing in Georgia, says Bahama Mama. I bet. Oh, P&W Greens tried. You tried and couldn't get it through? Try the refresh, as New Day said. Refresh the computer and see what happens. Or refresh the screen. Now click that little circle. Okay, there may be something going on. I'm interested in that. Because I noticed my super chats have gone down lately. Also, my revenue's gone down. I'm losing subscribers. I don't see any other comments. What's going on? Yeah, go to greengregs.com. Click on the button that says buy worms. It takes you to the buy worms page, and you can scroll down and hit the donut button. I get a bigger share of that than I do from a super chat. We just don't see it in the chat room, unfortunately. I can look at the email though. If somebody does that, I can tell. Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, we're supposed to hit -3 degrees Tuesday. 8 on Friday night, 9 on Saturday night. Whoa. 10 tomorrow night. Or says, but he's still alive. Well, I think freezing don't mean you got there yet. You're in the process. One coat to go. Does YT take a cut? Yeah, they take this percentage. Hey, Michelle got it. Working for her. Salute, Michelle. Thank you. So it is functional, at least to some degree. So I can come in here and go to my email. As we go through PayPal, I get an email. Don't see email. It's up for KLW World News, War Weather Watch. Anyway, yeah, thank you, Michelle. Salute. Michelle is always helping out a lot here. I do appreciate Michelle a lot. Anyway, guys, so one of my good sponsors who's helped me out directly in many ways, Dennis, had a stroke. He's in Arizona. Actually showed up at my place a couple times, moved stuff for me and helped me out. But you might say a personal super chat into my pocket that was real generous. Been a real helpful, real super nice guy. He's a retired doctor and has a lot of knowledge. His wife has a lot of knowledge. And they both, she told me I only use first name. She wants me to know her. She does what I want in the future. Both very good, rock solid people. And he's had a stroke. And he's in ICU last report I got. I got a picture of him there. He actually, his left side, I believe it was his left side, was totally paralyzed, but he's getting some use back. So he kind of partially raised a hand on that side to try to wave at me in the picture. So I want us to pray for him. And we'll pray for, whoever else we typically pray for too, but we'll give special prayers. If you just pray for Dennis in Arizona, the greater creator is going to know exactly who you're talking about. So I do believe in the greater creator, and I believe in the power of prayer. If I didn't, we wouldn't be doing this. So minus 10F here in Iowa now. Ooh, I don't doubt it. Don't doubt it. So what I like to do before we go, it's late here, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Time to wake up. I would like for us, we talk about the solar burst for causing heart problem. Yeah, I've heard that, John. In fact, the guy who actually come out talking about that died of a heart attack during a solar maximum. I've tried half a dozen times. Oh, that's strange, Sam. Well, Sam, go to look at the site that New Day's put in. Just go there and find the worm. Hit the worm order button, or click on the tab above. It says order worms, and it'll take you to a page. And scroll down. There's a donate button. It goes through PayPal. But you don't have to be my understanding is you don't have to be a PayPal member to work it. You can use a credit card or some other means of paying. So you don't have to have a PayPal account to pay PayPal. Some people think you do, but you don't. Hey, appreciate that, New Days. We mentioned the go backs earlier. Thank you for the link. Appreciate that. So I've got my email open. If you send it, so if I get something through that route, I'll see it. 9:55 here. Where you at, John? AM. You're east of us. Are you in England? So PNW Green's got the same issue. Well, that's multiple people that can't do a super chat tonight. That's concerning. Especially when a mod can't make it. And he's been a regular with it. Very regular. One of our most generous. Wow. Well, if you John Taylor, Salute to John Taylor. Hey, my friend, I hope you're doing well in this cold weather. I'm working on it, John. Thank you very much. John got it to work. So it's working for some people. I don't know what's going on with others. That's odd. Yeah, thank you, John. Yeah, Truly's New Day's put the Truly market on there. Yeah, you need seeds. You better be buying your seeds now. You come March, February, March, and people normally get them. We might even have an internet. Well, if we can buy anything, Randy from Lee Body Farm is needing prayer. Yeah, we're gonna pray for Randy. Stray Critton, Cha Cha. Stray Critton lost her house. Or is it Cha Cha lost her house? Yeah. So yeah, pray for them. Angie, Tony, Alabama. Check out the snow and sleet. We not going on here. Check out this snow/sleet we got going on. Oh, so it's happening now. Hey, you want to just walk outside for a second? All right, guys. Also, Eden Brothers. Oh, you'll double on next broadcast. I'll slowly to you, Samuel Turner. Thank you. Let me step outside just a second. Give me 1 minute. I'll step outside since it's finally falling. Been watching all night. Ow! That's setting on. Makes my knees stiff. Got arthritis. It's getting harder to get around, especially when I'm sitting down for my where's my flashlight go? There it is. Hang on, guys. Let's see if we got the snow here. That'll be a weather report. I ain't got any. What? I got some little dust in here. Angie's in my neighborhood. Maybe she got more of her house. I don't have it here. Angie, all I got's a dust. I don't have anything but just a dust. I can still see the ground. It is brown. Leaves and all. So I don't know, guys. 201 people in the house. Sorry for walking away. I just had to go up and see if we had some snow. Angie's in my area here. Just tell me to check it out. All I got's a dust in here. So anyway, so let's pray for Cha Cha, Stray Kitten, Randy from Blue Bottle Bunny Farm. We'll pay for we don't have Granny Lana in the house. Let's pray for her. Oh, there she is. There's Granny Lana. Let's pray for Granny, and we'll pray for her granddaughter Kaylee. We'll pray for let's pray for New Day. She's still recovering from surgery. That surgery was a major surgery. She had a huge major surgery, but we need to pray for her. We need to pray for oh, I got a friend who's got a worm farm, Kayla. Her mom just passed away on Sunday. I'd say today, but now it's Monday technically. So she's a fellow worm farmer from over in Florence. If she lived closer, I'd probably turn this place over to her. Oh, John, only Greg would do this. What? Grayson purpose. Oh, the prayers. I feel solar flares in my heart. Oh, let's pray for Brandy then. Let's pray for yeah, there's a lot of people we typically pray for. We got a kind of a standing list. Who am I missing, guys? Help me out. Getting late and getting brain fog. Needs to go out to the forest for a nature bath. There we go, Arnold. I got a miniature little. The woods are right here in the back of my house. So if I step out the back, I'm in the woods. So I was in the woods for a minute there, getting a quick nature bath. All righty, folks, making a little yellow snow. All righty, folks, let's see here. We need to pray for who else? We got Granny Lana. Somebody else I know was having an issue. Who is it? Jake, good to see you. Live weather report is brilliant. Well, I've had my cell phone. I took you out with me, but we're on my computer live. It wasn't that much here. I've done live from my greenhouse when it got hit with snow. Nights like this, I typically be worried about snow a lot. So I'm doing really good. I go back to Boston the 12th and 13th of February for my final post-op checkup, and then I'll go back for a year. Well, very good with that now. Oh yeah. Let's see. We had a prayer request from Judy Dowell. She's got I think her son is sick. Of course, pray for her and her daughter Cherry. They could use prayers. Yeah, Michelle said Judy. Yeah, her son is sick. Really, something's happened with him. So I'm gonna pray for her. And I got a good friend, Nicole. I'll mention her last name. She has watched the videos here. Her son passed away about a week ago. Pray for Nicole. They want to stick a spinal stimulator in my back. Okay, let's pray for Tracy Broken Wing then. All right. Are you wearing two pants? Are you that cold already, Brandy? Yeah. Humidity gets you, Bahama Mama. Pray for me, Rebecca. I am a spiritual healing journey. Okay, Bahama Mama. Alrighty, folks. Ryan Gunderson's wife suffers similar effects from solar flares. Oh, a minute, Earth Watch. Yeah, there we go. Alrighty, folks. I think we got a fair list of folks to pray for. If anybody thinks of somebody, you can throw it in the chat. Anybody seen that? I always pray again before we go to bed. I'm knitting needles, pains around my head. Okay, John, you too. Pray for John. Anyway, folks, let's do that. Let's have a quick prayer session here. Deep function 100,000 minus one. Good to see you at this late time or early, if it may be. All right, everybody. It's not a religious channel. I don't tell you how to pray. Pray according to your faith. If you don't have faith, a moment of silence is golden. You know Nicole? Yeah, I bet you know her. She's big on Facebook. Anyway, let's say our prayers. Amen. A little longer at times. We had more people to pray for. It took me a little longer. So that's pretty solemn. I'm really worried about my friend. I hope he continues to recover. Dennis, he actually helped me haul some stuff to my tiny home, helped out. His wife actually cooked us a nice meal out in the middle of the desert out there. I share birthday with Vlad Putin. Oh, John Long. Oh my gosh. I wonder what day that is. All righty. So yeah, pray for Joan, folks. She was having some issues in the last time. So remember that as you go to bed. You can kind of repeat the prayers again. It don't hurt. Anyway. All righty, folks. Dolan Cross with Jack Russell, my indoor bunker, and me cat. Toasty warm. You know, you're having a 2-dog and 1-cat night. All right, John. We talked about what a 3-dog night was here the other night. All right, so prayers to everyone that needs them. There you go. Pray for world peace too. You go to bed. Grace for purpose. Pray over everyone mentioned, chat, and more. Amen. All right. All right, folks. Let's let her up. Just tell us where you're from in here, and we're going to call it a night tonight. It's late. It's past 4 a.m. here. I got to get a wink. I got some big things to do tomorrow. Well, a lot positive vibes. There's a widow in here. Let's see her. I think she asked for prayers last time. There was a widow. I could use some positive vibes. I'm on my own since I was 17. Oh, widow. I remember that. Well, Australia. All right. Oh, yeah. Colorado Jim. We hadn't seen her in a long time. You're right about that. Yeah, I can remember that. Yeah, we haven't seen her here in a while, but we've been so late. I assume that sometimes that's why we don't see some people. Bella Vista, Arkansas. Let's show you. Who else is not here? But he's probably doing weather. Chewy Weather's not here, I don't think. Gosh, Hopeton, Ohio. I don't think I probably did say that right. Send 11 hugs to all. Well, thank you, Brandy. Tracy Broken, Ohio. All right. And I pet that dog. Oklahoma is okay. By definition, right? Okay. Okay now. You know what they used to say for in Raising Arizona? What they all that was a little catchphrase. They always okay now. Or is it okay now? Okay now. I think it's okay now. Remember that? Raising Arizona. Okay now. Wow, still going. Hey, KARW 37, Glen Allen, Virginia. All right. So we're calling a night here in a minute. Or morning for some people. Muscle men say there is no good. Say there's no God. And then say, but all, no God, but all. Okay. Amanoki says, Bahama Mama. You're not in Oklahoma now, are you? Hey, guys, cold enough for you? Getting there, Randall. It's going to be -3 here Tuesday night. I need to go out and check my aquaponics system before I turn in tonight. Washington State, PNW Greens. All right. 39, he's still in the house. Well, we got a lot of people for so late. Snow and ice coming. I bet it's heading your way. Didn't get so much here as I thought it would. Let's see if it snows more tomorrow. But looks like the front, last time I looked, looks like it was coming through here. I don't know what's going to be in store for us tomorrow. I don't think it's so much. Check my radar. Yeah, right now it's all north of here. There's nothing on me right now. It's all north. Detroit, Washington State. I said Detroit. Don't mention the North Korean quake. I didn't do quake news tonight because I didn't see anything. Oh, yeah, there was talk of quakes in their nuclear test site area. So some people are like a 2.0, 2.3. Well, John, I think the thought was that it was nuclear testing. They might be doing nuclear testing. Because that's about what you see when they do a nuclear test. They may be doing underground nuclear testing right now. Samuel Turner, Virginia Beach, Virginia. So I kind of looked at the earthquake map before I started here. I didn't see anything over 5.0, and I had so much to share. I don't throw everything up every night. Now, the biggest thing I saw was 5.0 because we had that big quake last big quake in Japan actually occurred during our live cast. And I showed the earthquake. There was nothing there. And somebody mentioned Japan. I go back and there's that big red dot. They had a huge earthquake. So we got that live real time here. Hama mama, I'm working night shift tonight. Well, that's what we're on. Alrighty, folks. Detroit, Randall Hill. Had to deliver pieces in that snowstorm. We got holy granola bars. You got stuck in someone's driveway. Oh. All right. Well, 204. We're picking people up. Yeah, the coffee club crowd will be coming in here in a minute. So you're doing great. Thank you, John Baxter. I appreciate it. For those, I don't know, those that's going to watch in the morning, going to hear me ranting about how much got to be done to do these videos. Probably shouldn't have been in the first part of the video. Anyway, folks, thank you all for watching. Thank you, super chatters. Thank you, mods. And with that, I'm going to say to one and all,